Do you think you're sort of here to save Zionism, not to bury it?
Well, look, I'm not going to save anything. I'm just one person who wrote a book. I mean, what'll save Israel will be the policy decisions of the Israeli government and the decisions that the Palestinians make. I just one person giving his opinion, but I do think that there are real dangers in Israel. Israel can only remain a democratic Jewish state if it finds a way of not being in control of millions of Palestinian Palestinians who lack citizenship because they're not Jewish. If it controls them permanently, then it has to choose between either being a state that's not majority Jewish or being a state that's not truly a democracy. I'm certainly not the first person to make that point, but I do think that sometimes I feel the organized American Jewish community is sleepwalking towards a reality that will be terrible for us and terrible for the Palestinians as settlement growth increases and increases and makes the possibility of a viable Palestinian state much, much harder. It's not to say the Palestinians don't bear blame. They absolutely bear blame, which I talk about in the book as well. But I think we have to recognize that we also have responsibilities in keeping the two-state solution alive. So
tell us a little bit about the reaction to your new book, The Crisis of Zionism. It's gotten from the right, from the Palestinians, from the left. What kind of response have you gotten?
It's gotten a very emotional response. The reviews in the mainstream publications have almost all been positive, but on the right it's gotten a lot of criticism, and especially on the Jewish right, and as too critical of Israel, and then on the Palestinian side it's gotten lots of criticism as too pro-Israel and too Zionistic. So it lands somewhere in between on a very, very contested issue.
If the book isn't winning over someone like a Goldberg, who I would think sort of politically pretty close to you on the question of Israel, do you feel like the audience isn't sort of being reached on this? Or?
No, I don't think so. I mean, the book has a blurb by Bill Clinton and by Edgar Bronfman, who's kind of one of the patriarchs of the North American Jewish community. I think I don't entirely know what Jeff's criticism of the book was, but the book is based on a huge amount of reporting inside the American Jewish community, in the organized Jewish world, and inside the Obama administration, and about what happened between, and with Israelis, about what happened between Obama and Netanyahu, and the relationship between the organized American Jewish community and Obama and Netanyahu. So I think there's a lot of material in this book that's never been previously reported that people will find of interest.